Most cat owners believe they're doing everything right, but some everyday habits, things you do out of love, can quietly damage your cat's comfort, health, and trust in you. Today, we'll reveal 15 of the most common mistakes cat owners make and how to fix them before they cause real harm. One of these can force your cat into a state of chronic fear every single night. Another might explain why they leave the room the moment you reach for them. 15, stop staring. That long, unblinking gaze is the rudest gesture in the feline world. Humans read direct eye contact as attention or warmth. Cats read it as a threat. In the wild, only a predator locks eyes before striking, and your cat's nervous system hasn't forgotten this. When you stare, their cortisol spikes. Their sense of safety dissolves. They look away not out of shyness, but to de-escalate a conflict you accidentally started. The relationship tool you need instead is the slow blink. Close your eyes halfway, deliberately and slowly. This signals you are not a threat. When they return it, something real passes between you. No raised voice, no touch. Just two creatures dropping their guard at the same moment. 14, never wake a sleeping cat. Cats need 16 to 20 hours of sleep daily, and every single cycle matters. You see a warm bundle and reach in without thinking, but you are breaking biological recovery in progress. During deep sleep, cell regeneration occurs. The immune system builds and reinforces itself. During REM, the brain consolidates learning and regulates emotional balance. Chronic interruption creates sleep debt that manifests as irritability, weakened immunity, and shortened lifespan. A startled cat wakes flooded with adrenaline, a physiological emergency response they didn't need. Repeat this enough, and the home itself stops feeling safe to them. Your touch will always be there when they wake. The sleep you interrupted cannot be recovered. Let them finish. They'll find you on their own terms. 13. Stop yelling at your cat. It does one thing only: destroy the sense of safety they have in you. Cats have no cognitive bridge between a past action and your present volume. You scream about the scratched sofa, and your cat doesn't think, "I shouldn't have done that." They think their giant housemate has become unpredictable and dangerous. That fear doesn't fade. It compounds. Chronic exposure to raised voices manifests physically: urinary tract infections, compulsive overgrooming, immune suppression. Every shouted word is a withdrawal from a trust account you can barely refill. Positive reinforcement and redirection work. Yelling never has. You aren't speaking a language they recognize. You are just proving you're the loudest animal in the room. 12. Stop holding your cat when they fight to leave. The warmth you want from a forced embrace is not warmth, it's capture. A cat's DNA carries the memory of being pinned by predators. When you hold them against their will, that ancient signal fires. Every extra second of restraint teaches their body one lesson. Your hands mean danger and the loss of control. They will remember. They don't habituate to fear the way some animals do. They archive it. The next time you reach, they'll read the intention before your hand moves and leave the room. Genuine closeness is only possible when they choose it. Set them down, walk away, give them the room. They'll come back on their own, and that version of proximity is the real thing. 11. Turn off the TV when you leave. Background noise isn't company for a cat. It's a sustained sensory assault they cannot escape. To feline eyes, your screen is a rapid stutter of unresolved visual data. To feline ears, electronics emit ultrasonic frequencies that stay below human perception, but hit a cat's hearing system like a persistent, inescapable whine. There is no tuning out. A cat in a TV-filled room isn't resting, they're enduring. Chronic low-level anxiety from environmental noise rewires their stress response over months. It makes them reactive, sleep-deprived, and harder to reach. Silence is what a predator needs to recover. If you want background sound, use music built around feline common frequencies, proven to lower heart rate and reduce cortisol. Anything else is a burden, not a gift. 10. Throw away the spray bottle. Spraying water as punishment is not discipline, it's confusion with consequences. Your cat never links the cold blast to what they did. They link it to you, to your presence, your hands, your scent. What you teach them is to watch you rather than to stop the behavior. The moment you leave, nothing changes. Meanwhile, something else does. Some cats develop water aversion so severe they stop drinking enough. Dehydration follows, kidney disease follows, eventual failure. You would never draw that line from a spray bottle to organ failure, but the biology does. Replace it with double-sided tape on surfaces and citrus near problem areas. The bottle doesn't correct behavior, it corrodes the relationship, and that is the only thing it reliably does. 9. Stop the morning food routine. The moment your alarm fires and your cat is fed, you have built a behavioral program with no off switch. Your cat learns that waking you equals food, and they will optimize relentlessly. Every day, a little earlier. Every day, a little more insistent. Vocalizing, knocking objects, pressing against your face. You feed them to stop it, confirming the strategy works. Weeks later, you have a 4 a.m. alarm you cannot disable. The fix requires one change held consistently. Feed them 30 to 60 minutes after you wake, never immediately. An automatic feeder set to a fixed time removes you from the equation entirely. The cat stops targeting you because you are no longer the source. It's a single adjustment, but it requires not breaking even once. 8. Never use your bare hands as a toy. A kitten biting your fingers is briefly adorable. An adult cat that has learned human skin is prey is a medical liability. Cat bites are not minor injuries. The bacteria living in feline teeth, Pasteurella capnocytophaga, travel fast into tissue through narrow puncture channels that seal at the surface while infection spreads beneath. These send people to emergency rooms, IV antibiotics, surgical drainage, sometimes hospitalization lasting days, all because someone played rough with their hands when the cat was young. When a cat bites during play, freeze completely. Do not pull away. Withdrawal triggers the prey drive harder. Stillness ends it. Always use wands, feathers, or toys. Keep the prey instinct pointed at objects. Your hands need to remain the one thing they never hunt. 7. Move the food bowl away from the litter box. This is not a preference. It is a hardwired biological rule. No predator eats where it eliminates. The smell of a litter box, even a clean one, is thousands of times more vivid to a cat than to you. Eating near it suppresses appetite and reduces water intake. Chronic low intake leads to dehydration. Dehydration leads to crystal formation, then stones, then kidney failure. There is a second problem. If food and waste are too close, some cats develop box aversion and stop using it entirely, looking for somewhere the air doesn't conflict with eating. Separate rooms, 10 feet minimum, water separate from food. These aren't lifestyle suggestions. They are the basic geography of a functional feline environment. 6. Stop touching the belly when your cat show it. You see soft exposed stomach and reach automatically. 1 second later, claws buried in your hand and no idea why. The exposed belly is the cat's highest expression of trust, not an invitation for contact. Every vital organ is unprotected in that position. In the wild, it means death if the wrong animal notices. When you reach in, an instinct older than domestication fires to protect what's underneath. Now your cat has learned showing trust around you leads to pain. Next time they won't show it. Trust shown and violated doesn't reset, it recalibrates down. Few cats ever truly welcome belly contact. Read the signals of the ones that do. Never assume the position is an offer. 5. Stop dismissing quiet changes in your cat's behavior. Cats are built to hide illness. Displaying weakness in the wild invites predation, so concealment is deeply automatic. They will act normal until they physically cannot. By the time your cat shows visible suffering, the condition is usually well advanced. The early signals are nearly invisible. Eating slightly less, choosing a different resting spot, skipping a jump they made comfortably yesterday, vocalizing at unusual hours. These are not moods. They are clinical signals. Write them down. Show the pattern to your vet. Twice yearly checkups catch what daily observation misses. A watchful owner who notices the small things can add real, measurable years to their cat's life. Your cat cannot tell you when something is wrong, so you have to look. 4. Remove every essential oil diffuser from your home. No exceptions. Cats lack the liver enzyme, glucuronidase transferase, needed to metabolize the volatile compounds in most essential oils. These don't clear the system. They accumulate silently, session after session, until organ damage crosses a threshold no symptom warned you about. Tea tree, peppermint, eucalyptus, lavender, citrus, all of them. Airborne vapor lands on fur and enters the bloodstream through grooming. You won't see symptoms until the damage is significant. Drooling, tremors, loss of coordination. By then, you're not catching it early. No diffuser in any room your cat can reach. No oils on surfaces. No blends marketed as cat safe. The only safe aromatic environment is clean air. That is not a compromise. That is the line. 3. Never leave a window open without a secured steel mesh screen. High-rise syndrome is a documented clinical emergency seen in veterinary hospitals every spring. Cats are skilled hunters with extraordinary balance, and they still fall. A bird, a moth, a moment's distraction, the righting reflex requires time to activate, and from a low window or balcony, that time does not exist. From height, the impact breaks jaws, shatters joints, ruptures organs. Standard mosquito netting does not hold a cat's weight. They will push through it. You need reinforced steel anti-cat mesh properly fixed to the frame. One afternoon of installation prevents what takes months of surgery to partially repair. The screen costs almost nothing. The alternative is a grief that doesn't have a price. 2. Remove the cover from your litter box. The hood exists for your comfort. Your cat pays for it on every visit. Inside a covered box, ammonia from urine concentrates with nowhere to go. You lift the lid once and find it unpleasant. Your cat enters face first multiple times a day into that same sealed air. Their respiratory system registers it every time. Over weeks, covered boxes teach cats to avoid the box entirely, not out of defiance, but out of basic self-preservation. They find somewhere the air doesn't hurt, then you punish them for a problem you constructed. Open boxes ventilate, get clean more consistently, and give your cat a full sight line while they're at their most vulnerable. A lid doesn't solve odor. Frequency of cleaning does. 1. Stop punishing your cat for marking outside the box. Marking is not spite. It is a distress signal. A body in physical pain or under enough territorial pressure will break normal patterns, not to communicate defiance, but because it can no longer function normally. Cystitis, bladder stones, diabetes, severe anxiety. Any of these can push a cat to associate the box with pain and seek softer surfaces where urination hurts less. Punishment intensifies the stress that caused the behavior, a vicious loop built by misreading the message. Your cat is not acting against you. They are suffering visibly and asking for help in the only way available to them. Go to the vet first, rule out every physical cause, then address the environment. The behavior will follow the cause, not the punishment.